Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, watchers, my name is Brandon Lewis. I'm your executive producer, host, and founder of Brandon's World. Welcome to the very first State of the Sport, where we will be taking a hard look at what is really going on in various sports over the summer with a subject matter expert. Today, friend of the show, Jalen Sandvick, will be dissecting the current state of the NBA. 2 weeks ago, we witnessed the crowning of a new NBA champion in the Oklahoma City Thunder, their first championship in franchise history. It was the seventh champion the league has crowned in as many seasons. The NBA used to be the sport of stars, but it is slowly turning into the sport of depth and small markets. As the Thunder battled a Pacer team in the final, nobody predicted to compete with them in the series, let alone take the Thunder to 7 games. The second apron under the NBA salary cap has made it harder to build a dynasty. Along with that, the NBA is in a little bit of a transition period, with stars like Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyrese Haliburton, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Edwards, and others taking the mantle from LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. Speaking of Durant, he is on the move to Houston. Cooper Flag is in Dallas. The Eastern Conference is in limbo due to various injuries. This offseason is shaping up to be a wild one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the man who is going to help the audience of Brandon's World understand the state of the NBA. He is the man who has participated in many Brandon's World segments, including Fair or Foul, and Buy, Sell, or Hold. He is an NBA aficionado, Jalen Sandvick.
We got a lot to talk about today, gentlemen, ladies, everybody around the world. We got a lot of stuff to cover. First off, I want to thank Brandon for this opportunity to cover this lovely sport of basketball.
Okay, let's start with your thoughts on the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA championship this season.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say that I was surprised, but I am gonna say I am very surprised at the ending. It felt like no one won a championship. It felt like there was a game 8 the next night. I felt like the energy wasn't there. I don't know if y'all could agree with me, but I feel like there was just no passion behind it. Like, I feel like when we won the championship, God bless, 9 years ago, there was a lot of energy behind it. There was crying and confetti, Kyrie and J.R. Smith with his shirt off, and it just felt like it was just another playoff series.
Speaking of that, what was your thoughts overall on the NBA's presentation of the NBA Finals?
Brandon, I don't know what goes through Adam Silver's head every year. I don't understand it. All I know is that he's slowly killing the sport. He's killing the presentation. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Ratings are dropping. You know why ratings are dropping? Because back in the day, we had awesome finals courts, awesome finals packages, great presentation. We had none of that this year. We had Doris Burke in the broadcast booth. No disrespect to Doris Burke, but God damn it. What happened to Mark Jackson? What happened to Stan Van Gundy? Mike Breen is fine. He's doing his job, but God damn it, I don't want to listen to Doris Burke for another goddamn series.
Okay. Thank you for that, Jalen. I do want to clarify to the audience that when Jalen says we, if you're listening on audio, he's talking about his hometown, my hometown, Cleveland Cavaliers. what were your thoughts on the Indiana Pacers' entire playoff run as a whole?
Well, they beat us, so I was a little salty. I think Hallie proved himself to be a stud. I think, um, I might not like you, Tyrese, but prayers up to you. No one deserves that. I think that he would be an NBA champion right now if he didn't go down in the same spot that he got hurt the first time. That was very, how do we say, unlucky? But I thought it was at first, I thought it was very 2019 Raptors-esque. I thought it was very fluke, especially when Tyrese would make these incredible game winners, similar to Kawhi. When Kawhi did the rim run and it went all around the rim, I was like, oh man, this is very Raptors-esque. But I will say, Tyrese, you made a fan in me, and you kicked our ass, and you earned my respect. The other guys, shout out TJ McConnell. Also, I'm gonna get a little graphic this episode. Fuck you, ESPN. That's not right to show the injury 30,000 times. That's not right to shove a camera in TJ McConnell's face when he's sobbing and his own mother has to put her hand over the lens. That is not okay. ESPN, you are a bunch of marks. You are a bunch of scumbags. I do not want you to have Inside the NBA this year. You don't deserve it. You don't even deserve the finals at that. That was disrespectful, and that's my take on that.
You preluded a question that we are going to ask later today in this broadcast, but I want to stick with a little bit of the Pacers here, and we're going to get into what happens in the East in a little bit. But first, let's talk about something that I have advocated for over the last few years. Is that I'm going to ask you, does the NBA need to shorten the regular season and or the number of games in a playoff series?
First round, absolutely. First round, just like in baseball, best of 5. It's sad. It's really sad. I've come on this show and I've talked a lot of shit about Jason Tatum. And I'm sorry if you're going to have to edit a lot of this out for me swearing. It's just I'm coming in from the heart today, Brandon. I got a lot to say. I've talked a lot of crap about Jason Tatum, a lot of shit about Tyrese, but these guys are athletes. They're human beings at the end of the day, and I hate to see people go down and the wear and tear on their bodies. It's not fair. It's not right. It should be best of 5 the first round. I don't see a problem. As a matter of fact, I think that makes it mean a little more. Like, because for the first couple games, like if you're an 8th seed and you could pick up 1 or 2, you got a chance to steal a game, to steal a series. I feel like that makes it more entertaining. I don't know about you, but I think that does.
What do you think about the regular season? Do you think it still needs to be 82 games?
See, if you would ask me this 10 years ago, I would have said yeah. But now that stars only play 40 to 50, and you only need, what's the threshold to win MVP?
I believe you can miss 25 games. I believe it's like a 60-ish, 50 game MVP
if
threshold.
you can miss 25 games, why not just shave 25 games off the season?
Because then you also would have to account for injuries then, though, too. So that criteria would change.
Yeah, but I think that not a lot of people play a full 82 anyways. So why not make it a little shorter? Not crazy shorter. Not like anything drastic. But I think it would be good for the sport. Be more competitive all year. Games in mid-January would actually stand for something. I know how you are, and like when you always use the Wizards. Shout out to all the Washington listeners out there. When the Cavs are playing the Wizards on a random Tuesday at 6 p.m., you're not sitting down to watch. As a matter of fact, I told you instead of watching Game 1 of the NBA Finals because I was so disinterested, I watched Love Island. and that's your fault, Adam Silver. I hope you know that. But make it shorter. Let's make it competitive. It's not competitive in January. In January, you can kind of just stroll through it. Doesn't matter. You still got 30, 40, 50 some games left. But why not?
Do you feel the injuries to Jason Tatum, Tyrese Haliburton, Steph Curry, among others in this postseason, did have to do with the fact that the series are longer, that they do play 82 regular season games?
Not necessarily. I think JT's was just and Hallie's especially was just an unlucky circumstance. And that is wear and tear on the body, but it's just an unlucky circumstance, and it sucks. I hate it. I hate injuries. I hated when in 2019 when Clay went down and Toronto cheered like a bunch of scumbags. I don't like that. I never liked that. I don't care how much I dislike you in the sport. I don't want to see you get hurt. But I think that if you shorten it a little bit, slightly injuries will go down. But I just think those two mainly, because those are the biggest ones coming out of the postseason, those are just unlucky circumstances.
Let's move now to how the Haliburton, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum injuries affect the Eastern Conference. The Milwaukee Bucks at the start of free agency went out, and they have now essentially released Damian Lillard and replaced him with Miles Turner. What do you feel about that move, and do you feel like Milwaukee's trying to go in for one more year all in with Giannis Antetokounmpo on their roster?
When I first saw the news that Dame gets waived, my heart broke because I love Dame and I think he's still a great player in this league. I think again, you just got unlucky. I think it's bullshit. I think the Bucks organization are a bunch of clowns. I think Miles Turner's a clown. You're one game away from the finals and you leave for the money. That's strictly what it was, and that's just what it is. And Dame, I really hope you find a home, and I think that Damian Lillard will be okay. I don't, however, I will say this. I don't necessarily think that Miles Turner was the right option, and I don't think Giannis is happy at all. I don't know if you've seen any reports.
I have.
They're saying Giannis isn't happy with the move, and honestly, I wouldn't be either. I know Dame's taking up 70%. Giannis and Dame, I saw a stat, are taking up 70% of the Bucks cap, but Giannis doesn't want to be here, and it's very clear. I don't know if it is to you, but it is to me, and he wants out, and he wants to go win, and there's only a couple teams he can win right now on, and we are one of them.
Which I'm sure we're going to get to. Before we do so, Jalen, I don't know if you heard of the breaking news that happened about an hour ago. The time of this recording, we're recording on July 2nd, so the day before this airs. The New York Knicks have a new head coach. Did you hear about this?
I have not.
Their new head coach is a former NBA head coach. He has actually coached in Cleveland twice. He was an assistant with the Golden State Warriors, and last season he was relieved of his duties as the head coach of the Sacramento Kings.
Is it Mike Brown?
It is Mike Brown. What are your thoughts?
Oh, as a Cat fan, Mike Brown makes my head hurt. And I think everyone in Cleveland could agree with me. I think you could agree with me. Because you saw you remember more of Mike Brown than I do. Seeing that I have just turned 20 years old and you are now 27. So you remember.
I'm going to be 27 come September.
Okay, so you are We are 6 years apart, so you remember a little more Mike Brown than I do. You were a little more cognitive than I was. But you know how I feel about Mike Brown. Everybody knows it. Everybody in Cleveland who's been in Cleveland for a while knows that Mike Brown can be the biggest headache for you. He can win you games. He can make plays to lose you games. But I don't like how they did. I don't like how they did our boy Thibodeau, though. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. I don't like his stupid hair. But listen, he was one series away from the finals. That's got to stand for something. That's got to mean something. Does that not mean anything to New York, or are they just, what are they doing? You act like Mike Brown's going to be much different.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question, because we saw, obviously, Memphis move on from Taylor Jenkins right before they entered the postseason. We saw Denver move on from Mike Malone at the end of their postseason. Obviously, they had a more successful postseason run than the Grizzlies did, Jalen. But did the Knicks take a look at that? Obviously, as I mentioned, Mike Malone fired, Taylor Jenkins fired. Is there somewhat of a new changing of the guard in the NBA in terms of respect of coaches and sort of management thinking that coaches don't really matter as much as they used to?
That's a tough question, because all those teams you just named, all those teams have bona fide stars on them. The Knicks don't really have that guy. Yes, they have Karl-Anthony Towns, but are you paying money to see Cat play? Are you paying to see Brunson? Like, okay, you went to visit your brother in Denver, correct? A few months ago, and you said, "Man, this is perfect. I'm going to see the best player in the world. I'm going to see Nikola Jokic." Or if you come here, or no, if you go to Milwaukee, I'm going to go see Giannis. But no one is saying if I go to New York, I'm going to go see Cat or Jalen Brunson. Yes, me and you and NBA fans know they're great players, but these are household names that draw, and you can fire a coach and they're still going to be great. The Knicks are a type of team where everybody's role matters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And coaches matter for those teams. Coaches matter for teams like the Cavs and teams like the Pacers and teams like that. Teams where team ball is why they win. And team ball, I don't care what anybody says, it's not just the players on the floor. It's coaches play. Look at Kenny Atkinson. Didn't really change his roster, but he came in here, flipped it 180. Yeah, we got bounced in the second round, but that's basketball. We got our asses handed to us. We got outworked. It wasn't, oh, Kenny Atkinson folded. No, we all folded. It wasn't Kenny's bad coaching or Kenny's this or Kenny. No, team ball. This is team ball. The Knicks win by playing team ball. Coaching matters to me. I think the Knicks are out of their freaking minds. I think they shouldn't have done that. I think they should have ran it back with the formula they had and see where they would have got. But hey, it's not my team. I hate the Knicks. Good for them. Jalen,
you mentioned your team, so I want to transition to them, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have moved off Ty Jerome this offseason, but they did bring in Tyler Proctor, the point guard out of Duke, in the draft. They have signed Larry Nance Jr. off the bench. They have brought back Sam Merrill, as the Cavaliers are now presumably one of the favorites in the Eastern Conference next year. Your thoughts on the Cavs moves, and if they're done making moves, and what they're going to do moving forward?
They're not done. They're not done yet. They're not done. They are flipping this son of a bitch upside. To quote The Rock, they're turning this son of a bitch sideways. They are turning sideways. Lonzo Ball is a Cleveland Cavalier, Brandon. Can you believe we're saying that?
That is true. I forgot to mention that Lonzo Ball was a Cleveland Cavalier.
So, in theory, we should take first in the East, no problem. In theory. But I think we got one more move, and I think it's Jared Allen being gone. And I think you slide Mo to the 5.
Well, and then who do they acquire for Jared Allen?
I've been saying this since May. I've been saying you put Garland and Allen for Giannis.
That would certainly be a big splash.
Does that not sound good to you?
Obviously, I think it makes the Cleveland Cavaliers a legitimate NBA Finals contender. And I think for Milwaukee, it'd probably be one of the best deals that you could get out there on the market. For whatever reason, I just don't think Kobe Altman has the cahoots to make that deal.
I don't either. But I think Jared Allen's gone. I think at some point, for something, we will get Jared Allen out of Cleveland.
Let me ask you this way. Would you be surprised if Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, those 4 players, are all on the same court together starting the opening night of the 2025-2026 season?
Absolutely. 1,010%. At least one of them has to go, and it's not Mobley. Mobley's there. The only ones in the hot seat are Allen and Garland. Now, I love you, DG. I do. But you don't show up in the playoffs. And this game is strictly a business, and I want to win. And I'm sorry, but we're not winning with you. And Jared Allen, I love you. I love you too. But God damn it, you are softer than baby powder. You're like pudding. You're like wet sand. God, you annoy me, and I want you off my team. Also, Isaac Okoro off the Cavaliers. Let's go.
I've been trying to stay impartial this whole time as I'm moderating this State of the NBA. It would have been a different format here. Those of you that are listeners of the show before, though, know how much Jalen Sandvick's relationship with Isaac Okoro has been documented on this program.
It's like a toxic girlfriend. Like one day he'll hit like 2 threes, and I'll like be happy for him, and then he'll miss 7 from the corner off the side of the backboard, and anyway, I think that it is very unlikely that all 4 of them will see the floor together. Either DG or JA gone, or both. I'm hoping for both, but if we get rid of one of them, that's fine. I love both those guys. They just don't work in our system. That's just how it is. They did great things for us. Can't lie. They turned this organization upside down. For God's sake, DG's an all-star. JA was an all-star when he was here, I'm pretty sure. It's just not the formula to win, and that's okay. I will never say that I hate you, Jared Allen, or I hate you, DG. I don't. You guys just don't show up when we need it, and that's okay. And with the Sam Merrill thing, I don't understand it. If you're gonna, what do you get? $38 million? How much you get?
I'm not sure. I know it's a multi-year contract. I can look it up for you here real quick.
I'm pretty sure you got $38 million or something like that. You got something stupid.
$38 million is correct.
And Ty Jerome gets nothing. You let Ty Jerome walk. He shit the bed in the playoffs, fine. But DG's done that for the last 4 years. or 3 years. Shit the bet against the Knicks. Shit the bet against the Magic, even though we won that series. And he
Jerome
shit the
got
bet against
28 million for the record.
How much he get?
28.
Jerome got 28?
Yes.
So you're giving a guy who can't play defense, can't drive, but can chuck it up from the logo. And when he's hot, he's hot. But when he's cold, goddamn, is he ice cold? He's colder than the Red Bull I'm drinking right now, okay? Listen, $38 million is ridiculous. What are we doing? You guys are making moves and then shooting yourselves in the foot. Ty Jerome should be a Cavalier. You broke up one of the nicest duos in the league in DeAndre and Ty, and gave Ty Jerome's money. Yes, I will say it. Ty Jerome's money to a guy who can't do anything but shoot, and sometimes he can barely do that. Hold on. I want to ask you this. I want to ask the moderator this. How many times a year do I text you? Fuck, man. Sam Merrill just ice cold tonight. He can't shoot. He needs to stop chucking them up.
Actually, not very much until the postseason.
Not very much in terms of postseason. He played well, but during the regular season, when he's cold, you know this. He's ice cold. But
we got to move on the Cavs because I do want to ask you one more question in the East. That is about Boston shedding their salary. Obviously, no more Kristaps Porzingis, no more Jrue Holiday. What is their plan here?
You know, I know I'm the basketball aficionado and I'm supposed to know everything, and I don't know. For once, my cocky attitude tells me I don't know. And I'd like to think I know everything, but I don't know. I have no clue. I'm so lost in this aspect of everything. I don't know why you trade Porzingis. It's an ACL tear. It's 1 year. He might not come back the same. But does that mean blow your whole team up? You're telling me Jaylen Brown can't carry that team to the playoffs? Me and you have said it for years, and no one's listened to us. Jaylen Brown is the best player on that team.
And I have said now that because of the Tatum injury, we're going to find out if we are both right.
I think we will. And I think that I think everybody in Boston who says, "Oh, JT," no, they're gonna start saying Jalen, because they'll finally realize they can win without Tatum. But you blow your whole team up. I don't know.
Let's move to the Western Conference now. Obviously, there's been some big moves over there, and arguably none bigger than that 7-foot Reaper who used to haunt Cleveland Cavaliers fans back in his Golden State days. He is now back in the state where he played college. What are your thoughts on the Rockets acquiring Kevin Durant?
I think the Rockets are the dumbest team in the NBA. He's old. And they gave up Jalen Green for that deal, right?
Yes, they did. They gave up Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a 2030, I believe. Or no, they gave up the 10th pick in this draft.
Dylan Brooks is fine, but Jalen Green is 21 years old or something like that. He might not even be – he might be the same age as me, which is crazy to say that now. But he was an all-star, I'm pretty sure, correct?
He is 23, by the way. He was born February 9, 2002, so he did turn 23 earlier this year.
So he is 23 years old. And you give him up for a guy who's probably not going to play, 2 more years? That's all I think he's got left. You think he's got more in the tank? Don't think so. You ruined your whole future for a win now mentality, and you're not going to win now. You're not. You're going to get eyes on you. Tickets are going to sell, but that's about it. Kevin Durant will not win you a championship unless he has help. And he could barely do that when he had help. He couldn't do it in OKC when he had one of the best point guards of all time. Yes, of all time. He couldn't do it with James Harden. He couldn't do it with James Harden, Kyrie Irving. It took him what? Steph, Clay, Draymond. Took him 2 of the greatest players in the last 10 years to win. And he didn't even face a healthy Cavs team, his first one. Remember, Kyrie had back problems in 2017. Then Kyrie leaves, and the matchups we have are George Hill on Steph Curry, which that's barbecue chicken all day. Who else? J.R. Smith on Clay, I think. And LeBron James damn near doing it himself. And I don't give LeBron a lot of credit on this show. You know that. I don't give LeBron shit. But god damn it, LeBron was playing a team by himself. J.R. Smith was so high he forgot to score the game. He was in the clouds. He was off that Cali Kush. He was an oracle higher than kite. And he's supposed to be one of the greats? Nah, he can't win. He can't win, Houston. You guys messed up. And that's not just me saying that. That's everybody but Houston saying that. But you know what?
Go ahead, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Make your bed and lie in it, Houston. Have fun being mediocre and getting bounced in the second round, and then complaining when he leaves. To probably, let's see, maybe he'll go back to Golden State, or did you see this report? He almost came to Cleveland.
I did. Now, whether that was the Cavs inquiring or whether that was Phoenix inquiring are two different stories.
I heard it was Phoenix, and we turned it down. That's what I heard.
I've heard reports on both sides of that, so I don't know what to believe. You mentioned this man, so I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not asking you a question about LeBron in general. I want to ask you about the Lakers in general. What are your thoughts about the team and how/if the new ownership with Mark Walter, who obviously bought the team, he's the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, does that change the dynamic? And is there a world where LeBron really does not play this year in Los Angeles besides Luka Doncic?
You know what my gut's telling me, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
My gut's telling me LeBron's not playing in LA. And I think you know where I'm going with this. My gut's telling me LeBron's coming home for his last year. And I don't know if I'm talking out of I don't know what in my head is telling me that in the next 4 days, I'm going to wake up and LeBron's going to be a Cavalier. But something is telling me LeBron James is going to be a Cavalier.
So let me say this real quick before you continue. LeBron did opt into his player option with the Los Angeles Lakers. That means that under the NBA's second apron salary cap new rule, in order for LeBron to be acquired by the Cavaliers, they would have to give up Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and Max Strus to fit him under the salary cap.
I don't want him. I don't want him, Brandon. I don't want him, but we're gonna do it. This is it. This is Bron's last year. This is it. I'm telling you this now.
Year, I thought this year was actually going to be LeBron's last year.
Nope, this is it, Brennan, and he's going to retire. Why do you think we're bringing back the LeBron blue and the blue jerseys, the navies?
Yeah, from 07. Maybe my favorite jersey in all of sports all time. It's certainly up there.
It is up there for me too. But it's too poetic not to. It's too poetic not to. And look, I have given LeBron a lot of shit on this show in public. I don't like you, LeBron James. But if you want to run it back and win one more before you walk for Northeast Ohio, I don't care about the GOAT conversation. My opinion will never change. But LeBron Raymond James, you have my blessing to come back to Cleveland, Ohio, and do it one more time.
So, what about this young kid, Mr. Sandvick, in Minnesota, known as Anthony Edwards? Now, the last couple of years, he has been the first person since LeBron did it here in Cleveland to make the Western Conference Finals at the young age of 22 and 23 years old, respectively. However, in those conference finals, some have said, I'm not saying I'm one of those, though I have certainly have my criticism of Ant at times of disappearing. And to me, it seems like Ant is motivated by trash talk. When he feels he has the better team in the series, he's very talkative. He is one of the best players in the sport. When he goes up against a Luka Dallas team or an SGA Oklahoma City team, the way he's done the last 2 years, and they lose game one, and he does not feel like he is the best player on the team, I personally myself have noticed his trash talk dies down a little. Have you noticed the same thing, and what are your overall thoughts on Ant?
That's just like any it's just like any cocky person though. You know me. We've competed against each other for years.
You are a trash talker. On the court, you are a trash talker. You are like Anthony Edwards. I can attest to this. Jalen will call you a bum on the court. But the nice thing about Jalen is he will hug you immediately after.
Of course I will. But you know me. I get a little cocky. I think that's why I like Ant a lot. Because, you know, he's a young kid. He's got a lot to learn. He's a young man. He's 23, man. He's got, if he's anything like LeBron, he's got 20 more years. To me, when he knows how good he is, he runs his mouth because he knows he's that damn good. When you play a guy like Luka, you know he's busting you for 30. It doesn't matter how good you are. You know he's busting you for 30. You play a guy like SGA, you know he's getting 47 free throws. It doesn't matter how good you are. You know he's gather, travel, foul. But I love it. I can watch SGA play for the next 30 years. Or SGA. I can watch Ant play for the next 30 years. I love his game. I love his style. I love that he knows he's that damn good. I love that he knows when to shut his mouth and when he's getting his ass kicked. That's everything you want in a player. I have no worries, no concern. He'll be fine, and he'll be a 4-time NBA champion at some point in his career.
What do you think of the moves that the Denver Nuggets have made? They went out, they reacquired Bruce Brown. They trade Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Thomas. And I was saying on my show before that before these moves, it did almost feel like Jokic was in a Giannis situation in Denver, not in Milwaukee, where it was all on his shoulders. But all of a sudden, Denver's got some of their bench depth, and the West is very tough. I'm curious of what you think about where the Nuggets currently stand right now.
I love that. Cam Thomas is a dog. I've told you that forever. I watched this kid play. I think it's a great move. Bruce Brown, great move. We know what he can do. The Nuggets are fine. Jokic just wants to race his horse. I'm pretty sure if he's listening right now, he wants me to shut up about the sport of basketball. So I'm sorry, Jokic. Hope your horses are doing well. Hope the Michelob Ultras are flowing nice and smooth for you. You know, there's something about this Denver team that, like, I love. And I don't know if it's Jokic. And I think it might be Jokic. Because Jokic is just like everyone around the world. Wakes up every morning and hates his job. I know you love your job and I love my job. But man, if we could just wake up and be lazy and race horses and bet Brandon's best bet on football all year, I would. I don't know about you, but I would. He's just a normal guy. And I love this team and I love Cam Johnson. The shooting. Because think about this. They're going to double Jokic, but you can't now. Cam Johnson is cash money anywhere outside the line. You know it. I know it. Your great-grandmother knows it. My great-grandmother knows it. My ancestors know it. Everyone knows it. He is wet like water, as the kids say. Splash. Ain't that what kids say? Ice in his veins? I'm getting old now. I just turned 20. I'm getting up there. Don't he have ice in his veins now? But this is a great acquisition to this team. And I think, I'll tell you this, I think they're going to be scary. I think people are undermining this deal.
It's not a bad take at all. I think Denver is certainly right there for the conversation for the best team in the Western Conference.
Because you can't double Jokic anymore. You can't.
I was saying it throughout the playoffs. I feel like personally he took Oklahoma City to 7 by himself.
He did. He's so good. He is so good. The man has no vertical, Brandon. He has no vertical. I don't even think he can touch the net if he tried.
It's why I was late to the Jokic party. You know this. I was always a Joel Embiid defender. And then it was getting harder and harder to defend Joel Embiid.
God, I don't miss those days when you would tell me Joel Embiid's the best center in the NBA. Dude won't even play 30 games.
Yeah, I take an L on that. Speaking of one of the best players, though, in the NBA, this team went out at the trade deadline in February, and they acquired our old friend Jimmy Bucket Butler from the Miami Heat. And they did get eliminated in the second round by the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't really know who they are, yet they're still on a Steph Curry timeline. Well, what is going on in Golden State?
What we've been praying for years as Cavs fans, an absolute demise, an absolute downfall, an absolute shit show. And all Cleveland fans are sitting there and rubbing their hands together because we love this. I love it. I don't know about you. I still hate the Warriors. Till this day, I cannot stand the Warriors. Just like I can't stand the Yankees. Everyone says, oh, it was 9 years ago. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Listen, this is the most beautiful thing in the history of basketball. I'm watching my worst enemy crumble. My least favorite. I'm watching that donkey looking kicking. Oh, he's falling too. He's Mr. 2 points a game, Mr. Run my mouth more than I even touch the floor. What are we doing here, Draymond? What are you gonna do about it, huh? You got no more Clay? Steph's getting old. Jimmy Butler probably don't even fuck with you. You're in trouble, pal. What are you gonna do when your boys are gone? What are you gonna do? You can't shoot. You can't pass. You can kick. But this ain't soccer, pal. You need to take your ass home, and the rest of you Golden State wannabes and bandwagons, you need to take all your asses home because you will not sniff another finals before you will not see another finals. I guarantee it. You will not until I have grandchildren. Listen, you are going to be the laughing stock in the NBA, and I will love it. I'm going to be munching on my popcorn with LeBron James back on my team, eating my popcorn, winning a championship. Why y'all don't even make it? My Golden State, it was a good 10 years. It was a great 10 years.
I do not endorse or embrace everything and completely what Jalen says. Is his opinion and his opinion only on today's state of the NBA. So if you have an issue with what Jalen has to say, just know I cannot confirm or deny my endorsement.
Take it up with me on Instagram. DM me, all you Golden State fans. Let's go. I'll fight all of you verbally, of course.
At Jalen Sandvick 2005 on Instagram. That link will be in the description below. Let's talk about the man who, Jalen, I actually, for the first time maybe in our life knowing each other, I actually told you about this person when he was 13 years old, dominating basketball in a country known as France. And now he's entering in his third year in the National Basketball Association with a new head coach, arguably high expectations. What is your opinion? What are your thoughts? Where are we at on Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs?
For the first time in his life, he is right, because I was going to watch Summer League, and Brandon makes fun of me because I watch Summer League ball. And he was like, dude, you got to watch this kid from France. I was like 14. And he was like, bro, check this kid. His name is Victor Wembanyama. And I said, the fuck is a Wembanyama? Why is his last name so long? You go, he's 7 foot, and he plays in France, and he's incredible. Damn it, you were right. And listen, I'll start this segment off by saying prayers out to Pop. Thank you for everything you've done for the game. I know these last 4 or so years have been a battle for you, so it's good to see you're stepping down and taking a little bit of a break. A little bit of you. That's what I want to say about that. But man, Victor Wembanyama, new coach. Who this? New coach, new players, needs some help. Definitely needs a little bit of help. Now, Trae Young's not going anywhere. That was the big thing I've heard is, what if Trae Young goes to San Antonio? Well, now with the addition of Porzingis, he's not going anywhere, which kind of sucks because I would love to see that. Wemby's built in a lab. Okay, listen. He's 75% robot. Maybe even 90%. I'll give him, and 10% human. I think that man, when he takes off his jersey, it's just wires. Like there's no. I think he's just wires and like he's just programmed to be good at basketball. But he needs help. That's all I'll say, because I haven't really paid attention to the Spurs because they've been bad for years. New coach should help and get Wemby some help. He's a generational talent. I don't know how you're ever built like that, but get this man some help. That's all I got to say about the Spurs.
Last on the court question for you. I want to know your thoughts on Cooper Flag, Nico Harrison, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and the Dallas Mavericks.
Nico, you can censor this if you want, but you are the luckiest motherfucker alive. You should be dead.
Well, okay. That's a little harsh.
You should be. Not saying you should be dead. I'm saying you're lucky that Dallas didn't burn you alive. I don't wish death upon anyone. But you know this, Brandon. You know how bad it was. You know that. I don't wish that upon anyone. That's a human being, for Christ's sake. But you are lucky to be alive, you know?
Let's say he's lucky to not have been removed from power.
Okay, we'll say that. He's lucky. Well, no, we'll say this. He's lucky to not have gotten hurt by a fan or by anybody.
That's fair.
No,
that's fair.
We'll say that. We'll say that. I didn't. That's my fault. That's a little harsh on me. He's lucky not to have gotten hurt or beat up or harmed in any way. Although I don't condone that. If you do that, you're a scumbag. It's just a game of basketball. I love it too. I get it. But don't anyone in Dallas who thought about that or showed up to Nico's house and did all that disrespectful shit. You guys are scumbags. It's not cool. But Nico, you are lucky. You are the luckiest man. Go play the lottery because you just played the draft lottery. Go play the actual lottery. Go. Listen, this team, you know this, and I know it. Cooper Flagg's gonna be a baller. Just a kid from Maine, man, who knows how to play ball. Kyrie's not healthy, but that's okay. That's all right. He's probably gonna win Rookie of the Year. He's gonna have Anthony Davis for at least 30 games, 40 games. Before his ankles turn to glass. But listen, a healthy Kyrie and a healthy Cooper, that sounds pretty good to me, does it not to you?
It sounds like the fifth or sixth best team in the West. It sounds like the second best team in the East.
Well, let's be honest. If this season goes bad, Nico's probably trading Cooper Flag and Anthony Davis for Sam Merrill. So I don't know. I have so many questions myself about this Dallas team. What is their identity though? Like, yes, you have Cooper and yes, you have Kai, but Kai's hurt. Anthony Davis is a diva and is never healthy. But what? You're how old's Cooper? 21, 22? He might be younger. He might be.
No, I believe he's 20.
You're relying on a 20-year-old to carry your franchise with no Kyrie Irving and probably Anthony Davis over half the season.
Jalen, I'll do you one better. Oh my goodness. Are you ready? Guess how old Cooper Flag is.
Is he 19?
He will be turning 19 years old on December 21st.
Ew. I'm younger than Ew.
You're older.
What am I doing? I'm older than ew. What have I been doing with my life? Why wasn't I in the gym from 2 to what am I? Anyways, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep now. Anyways. Here's what I'll say about the Mavericks. Even though you have a star-studded roster, you guys got a lot to prove. And Nico, this year's going to save your ass or either get you fired. So you better say your prayers and take your vitamins. But
all right, I got a couple questions left for you here. the NBA is entering into their new media rights deal. And as a part of that, this year at the NBA All-Star Game, they're going to be doing USA versus the world, just like the Four Nations was in hockey to coincide with the Winter Olympics on NBC. It's going to premiere during the day this year because it's going to be a lead into the Winter Olympics. What are your thoughts on this format? Do you think it's going to work?
I loved it for hockey. I don't even watch hockey. I was so invested. I watched the Canada game. Do I think it's gonna work? No, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the NBA, and for the last 5-6 years, they haven't done anything right. So, do I think it's gonna work? Absolutely not. Will I watch it? Yes, because I'm an NBA junkie and I'm a basketball junkie, and I'm such a junkie that I'm even watching the Big Three basketball league.
When you look
Also,
at, or go on, I'm sorry, go on.
also, why do you think they would try this, Brandon? Because they saw the success from hockey and they want to piggyback off something. But will they ruin it, put their own NBA spin on it? Probably. That's all I got to say about that.
When you look at this new media rights deal, there's almost going to be NBA on every single day. I believe Monday's a Peacock exclusive, Tuesday's NBC and Peacock, Wednesday is ESPN, Thursday is going to be Prime after football season, Friday is going to be some sort of ESPN, Saturday nights you got the ABC, Sunday you're going to have afternoon on ABC, and then when football season ends, basketball on NBC. Do you think this is a smart move by the NBA, or because I've sort of had the thought of like, I think it's going to be too much oversaturation putting your product on national TV or streaming every single night?
In terms of money, this is very smart, especially with the Peacock thing. Oversaturation, it's kind of like for wrestling, how I feel. Like, I'm watching wrestling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, I've consumed so much wrestling content in the last 5 years, I can vomit. But my thing is, I don't really like the new media deal. I don't like how they're having Michael Jordan being an analyst. I don't like how they're switching formats, and now Chuck can't say anything out of pocket probably about those big old women in San Antonio. I know you've seen the clip.
That's going to be my final question, which you alluded to very early in this show about ESPN getting the NBA insight on TNT. So go ahead and just dive into all of it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to jump into your question early, but yeah, I don't like this new media deal whatsoever. I think you're right. I think it's going to be oversaturated. Will I watch majority of games? Absolutely. Again, I'm a junkie. I have a problem. I'm so sad I'm not watching basketball right now. I'm watching Lance Stevenson play in the Big Three League right now. That is what I'm consuming right now. Okay, listen, I miss football real bad, but I miss basketball so much more, and not a lot of people agree with me, but that's just who I am. I don't like the new media deal. I think a lot of stuff on TNT, Shaq, Chuck, Kenny, and Charles got away with, and Ernie, obviously. It bums me out. It makes me sad. It makes me feel like an end of an era, and I know people say, "Oh, well, when you're so young, you don't remember the NBA was on NBC all the time, and me with the NBA on NBC." But that's not how I grew up, and that's not even how you grew up. That's Ted Turner took a regular talk show, put it on his network, and made it a cultural phenomenon. People still quote. I still get pictures of of Shaq running into the Christmas tree and Chuck saying the most out of pocket stuff. What did he say the other day? We're gonna send him to Galveston in Texas, that dirty ass water. They ain't even go in Cancun. We gonna send them to Galveston. What do you? And okay, granted, you can't say this stuff now. The stuff he said, why I never bought my wife a watch because there's a stove in the kitchen. You can't say that on any network now. That's fucked up, Charles. But he made memories and memes and a whole childhood and made me fall in love with wanting to work in a studio, made me and you fall in love with this. And I know it might not be fully you because you're a big football guy. So, but obviously anyone who wants to do sports media, those guys are part of the reason why. And I don't want to see them censored. I don't want to see them have to dial it back. I want the chaos, the mayhem. I want it all. And I don't think it's going to happen with this new deal.
A strong, fired up, advocated, insightful Jalen Sandvick. As that concludes our state of the NBA. We will be doing this throughout the summer with various other guests for Major League Baseball, college football, and the National Football League. Jalen, I thank you for joining us today on Brain Talk.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. You guys are always so welcoming, and I appreciate all of you.
Like that clip from the Brain Talk podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brain Talk podcast right here on YouTube.